The Lakers were unable to cut the Cleveland lead after falling behind by 23 in the first half.
LeBron was back in Ohio, the place where it all began. The legacy, the championship, the unforgettable moments. But this time, by the game's end, it was a bitter homecoming. The Cleveland Cavaliers demolished the Lakers, keeping their unbeaten streak alive while handing LeBron his most devastating loss in Cleveland, a crushing 135-110 defeat. LeBron, fresh off a challenging game against the Suns, had a solid performance, but it wasn't enough. The Lakers struggled to keep up, getting outpaced for nearly all 48 minutes, with the offense barely holding its ground. Meanwhile, Bronny watched his father's return turn into something of a nightmare on Cleveland's floor. And now, as questions swirl, we're left wondering, just how deep are the cracks in this Lakers roster? Is the bench weaker than they thought? Is Kessler the missing piece they're desperate to add? Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's dig in. It was a night that started with high hopes for the Lakers, but ended with hard truths. Returning to the place where his legacy took root, LeBron James found himself facing a relentless Cleveland Cavaliers team that didn't just win, but dismantled the Lakers in a way that left no doubt that Lakers need depth in their rotation. The final score? A staggering 134-110, and it wasn't even that close. LeBron's words cut through the disappointment. We took a step back tonight. Now, we have to find a way to take 2 steps forward. But with a performance like this, that's easier said than done. From the opening whistle, Cleveland set the tone with sheer physicality. They neutralized LeBron and Anthony Davis, forcing them out of the paint and pushing their offense off balance. Despite Cavs coach Kenny Atkinson's cautious pregame comment about their shooting being fool's gold, Cleveland was hot from beyond the arc, hitting 8 threes out of their first 13 attempts. And they didn't stop there, scoring at the rim, locking down on defense, and absolutely refusing to let the Lakers breathe. For the Lakers, it was the worst of their season. 21 turnovers, constant breakdowns, and a sense of frustration that had no escape. Even the Lakers' bright spots came with a shadow. LeBron posted 26 points, and Davis, who stayed on the floor despite a painful hip jam, finished with 22 points and 13 rebounds. But neither could shift the game's momentum. Davis admitted it himself. Our spacing was terrible. We were god-awful offensively. Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, meanwhile, took full advantage, dominating inside with a combined 44 points on 60% shooting. The game was over almost before it began. Cleveland up by 19 at the end of the first quarter, and the Lakers never even came close to turning it around. Now, with back-to-back losses and their confidence rattled, the Lakers face a critical moment in their season. With 3 more games on this road trip, Davis is calling them must-wins. But with a bench that's struggling, an offense that's stalling, and a team still searching for answers, can they actually pull it together? Or is this the beginning of a much deeper problem? However, in the closing minutes of this rough game, something unforgettable happened. Bronny got off the bench and made his way to the scorer's table. The crowd went wild as Bronny checked into the game. The love and affection Cavs crowd showed Bronny showed how much they care and want him to succeed. With the crowd hanging on every move, Bronny James took his shot and sank it. His first NBA points on a smooth mid-range jumper from the baseline. Cleveland erupted. The fans who stayed to watch Bronny make history got their reward as the arena shook with chants. Bronny later admitted, "It was insane, way more than I expected. The chants got me. Even though I kept a straight face, it felt really good, especially here. It was a special moment for sure." LeBron, watching from the sidelines, felt the impact too. For him to get his first NBA bucket here, not far from where he grew up, it's an unbelievable moment, he said, his pride clear. For him and for our family, it's just pretty cool to be a part of it. For years, fans imagined LeBron and Bronny sharing the floor, making these memories side by side. But tonight, it was Bronny alone lighting up Cleveland, delivering a small spark in an otherwise tough game. Despite all the magic in Bronny's moment, the Lakers' struggles were front and center. Offensively, they looked lost, failing to keep pace all night. Their bench seemed to vanish when it was needed most, leaving the team with more questions than answers. And it's a problem that can't be ignored. Right now, they don't have a single player who can step in consistently and put points on the board. Gabe Vincent's game has taken a clear downturn, and while Jackson Hayes brings athleticism, he's nowhere close to being the scorer they need. And Max Christie, after all the buildup, he hasn't turned out to be the impact player everyone hoped for. Darvin Ham faced plenty of criticism with the Lakers for not giving Christie more playing time. But was he wrong though? It's becoming clear that Christie just might not be ready for the spotlight. On the brighter side, there's Dalton Knecht. The rookie has shown flashes, scoring in single figures, but looking like the most promising player on the bench. He can shoot, and shoot well, but he'll need serious work on his defense if he's gonna be reliable. And here's where it gets interesting. The Lakers are keeping a close eye on Walker Kessler. While recent wins have quieted the trade chatter, the rumors haven't died. The Lakers still have tradable contracts, and the idea of upgrading from a good team to a great one is too tempting to ignore. Kessler could be exactly the type of player to make that jump happen. The Lakers have been linked to Kessler before, and while it's mostly been whispers, the potential is there. Adding a player like him might be the very piece that transforms the Lakers from a hopeful team into a legitimate contender. Furthermore, Jovan Buha of The Athletic recently dropped some insight during a live stream that's sure to get Lakers fans talking. He confirmed that Walker Kessler is still on the Lakers' radar. We're watching the market to see who becomes available, but Kessler is a name that makes a lot of sense for the Lakers, he said. With Kessler, the team could experiment with two big lineups or use him off the bench to give the defense a boost in critical matchups. Other players such as Jeremy Grant, Bruce Brown, and Dorian Finney-Smith have also been linked to the Lakers as players that can provide depth to their bench. Kessler would check a lot of boxes for this Lakers team. He's a defensive powerhouse, the kind of big man who could complement Anthony Davis and add flexibility with his 7-foot frame. Coming off a season where he averaged 8.1 points, 7.5 rebounds, and a solid 2.4 blocks per game, Kessler's ability to start or play reserve minutes makes him a potential game changer. Imagine Davis moving to his natural power forward position, with Kessler holding down the center. It's a lineup that could alter the team's dynamic completely. Right now, the Lakers are 3-2, but those last two back-to-back losses have made it clear they need something more. As the team tests the market, Kessler is a top consideration, and adding his shot-blocking presence could be exactly what this roster needs to go from competitive to championship ready. What do you think? Could Kessler be the final piece? Let us know in the comments, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on the next one. Peace.